Many people are considered to be influencers, whether it's through YouTube, TikTok, or in some cases, daytime television. Welcome to Beyond the Screen. I'm Nate, and today we're breaking down the top 10 influencer careers destroyed by their fans. Number 10. Chrissy Teigen. In May of 2021, an individual by the name of Courtney Stodden, a pageant model and media personality, claimed that fellow model and media star Chrissy Teigen had publicly bullied them on Twitter for years. Chrissy was accused of regularly tweeting that she wished Courtney would take a, quote, permanent dirt nap, or to just straight up end herself. Apparently, Chrissy harbored some kind of jealousy towards Courtney's success and decided to take it online instead of, just not doing that. Chrissy quickly apologized for her tweets and DMs, which were sent as recently as 2019. She tweeted, "I am sad and mortified at who I used to be. I was an insecure attention-seeking troll, and I am ashamed and completely embarrassed at my behavior. But that is nothing compared to how I made Courtney feel." Chrissy then decided to delete her social medias following the slew of backlash for her actions by her fans, eventually leading to her being fired or leaving any job that she had both on and off the screen. Maybe next time just keep your jealousy balled up deep down inside like the rest of us. Number 9. Jenna Marbles. Jenna Marbles was a popular YouTube celebrity in the early 2010s. Her comedic and lighthearted content was received well by YouTube goers for years, quickly gaining the coveted spot of the most subscribed YouTuber in the world. But it turns out that Jenna was hiding a sneaky little video online and her fans dug it up from the internet graveyard. Jenna actually switched many of her videos to private, claiming it was to save any negativity from being put into the world. The videos contain Jenna performing rude, racist material, including a 2011 video in which she portrayed Nicki Minaj and rapped her lyrics, which many of her fans considered to be a form of blackface. And on top of that, that same year she released a video, and at one point she was sprouting a Chinese accent and saying a sentence that I was going to quote, but I honestly felt so uncomfortable even typing it, so let's not go there. Basically, Jenna's fans bogged her channel down with negative comments, disliked or thumbs down her videos, and she's been able to regain some traction, but her content has severely shifted from crazy and colorful to making a dog birthday cake in sweats. She certainly doesn't have the influence she once did, but it seems she may have actually grown up and is sorry for what she said? That's weird. Number 8. The Chicks. Before I start, yes, these ladies are influencers in a million ways that are way cooler than TikTok or something like that, okay? Moving on. Formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, now going by the Chicks, Natalie Maines, Emily Strayer, and Marty McGuire vanished from the public eye following an incident in 2003 that left their fans angry and standing against the group. In the middle of a concert in London on March 10th, 2003, singer Natalie spoke to the audience in between songs and said, "Just so you know, we're ashamed that the President of the United States is from Texas." They were of course referring to the former president, George W. Bush. No, can't say it without the accent. There were both applause and audible gasps from the crowd, but it didn't matter. It took no time at all for the US media to get wind of the moment and for the slew of backlash to begin. At that time, the situation in Iraq was escalating and for some reason largely supported by the US. So needless to say, the statement did not sit well with fans of the country crew. Country music stations began pulling their music as many listeners were calling in to complain and threaten them if they played anything by the crew. When they returned for a small tour in the States, protesters began going to their gigs to yell at fans and ruin the show. It's taken some time, but the crew seems to have recovered from the event as they now tour under the name The Chicks, and the announcement of their return to stage was met with cheers and yeehaws! Number 7. Zoe Sugg. Zoe is a YouTuber influencer best known by her channel name Zoella. While she had a fair bit of success on the old tube, she was forced to take responsibility for a series of tweets by her fans. Her tweets were extremely homophobic. In one post she said, "I find it funny when gay men spit. It's like they're trying to be a bit macho." She made several other comments, but I'm just not going to quote them at all because that would be boring and she doesn't need the clout. Instead, let me tell you what happened, and you're never going to guess what it is. Her fans destroyed her career. Oh wait, that's the title of the video. Zoe's social media following plummeted amid backlash from both the LGBTQ+ community and just her fans in general. She apologized for the now deleted tweets a few years later, but the damage was done, and her influence, much like her personal views, found their home in the trash. Number 6. Sia. Sia may be known for swinging on chandeliers and being blinded by her own hair, but did you know that the artist and media influencer tried to make a movie? It was called Music, and single-handedly destroyed her reputation with fans. The film follows the story of an autistic teen, and Sia thought it would be a great idea to not only cast someone without autism, but do as little research as possible on the disability. Fans claimed that the portrayal was inaccurate and offensive, and they also claimed that the way the topic was addressed in the film was just all wrong. The struggles began when Sia was asked by Irish actress Bronagh wow why the character wasn't played by an autistic actor. She called the choice offensive, calling out her character's feeling of being broken and in need of fixing. In case you don't know someone with autism, they don't need to be fixed, nor are they broken. Sia responded by claiming it would have been cruel to cast an actress in her character's fictionalized level of functionality. This is the nail in the cancel coffin, as fans ripped her apart, asking if she had even consulted an actor in the community, not to mention the condescension that comes from claiming it would be cruel to cast someone like that. While I've never personally seen the film, this doesn't make me want to. Number 5. Dr. Oz. Mehmet Oz is one of the original influencers. His daytime talk show / health show, The Dr. Oz Show, he received his own series after appearing as Oprah's special guest health expert for 5 seasons. Oprah herself even helped to produce his show. In its time, the show has won 9 daytime Emmys and was renewed for a 14th season in 2021. That was until Oz announced his race for the Senate as a Republican. The move prompted stations in Pennsylvania and the surrounding states to drop his program. The prompt came as part of the Federal Communications Commission's Equal Time Rule, which maintains that broadcast stations must give equivalent opportunities for airtime to opposing political candidates who request it. Basically, Dr. Oz lost 40% of his fan base overnight, which is kind of a shame considering his show consisted mainly of informative health facts and, warnings against doing things. I'll never forget when he told the world to drink water laced with silver when you're sick like the old days, mostly because my mom still tells me to drink it anytime I sneeze in her presence. I know it works, but it tastes like metal and it reminds me of braces, okay? No one needs to be reminded of braces. Number 4. Travis Scott. Travis Scott is a name that surely brings fear into your soul. Travis is a successful rapper with a terrible sense of venue capacity. In 2022, there was a sudden crowd surge at his Astroworld concert in Houston. The event took place thanks to the roughly 50,000 person crowd suddenly moving towards the front of the stage. The closer they got, the tighter the outdoor venue became, with more and more people closing in around each other. As many of us know, being surrounded by thousands of people can make even the coldest of hearts sweat. Needless to say, heat strokes were the least of the crowd's worries. After an all-out panic broke out, probably from all the people who were just claustrophobic in the crowd, the situation went from dangerous to disastrous. A total of 8 people were confirmed to have passed away from the surge, many from suffocation after being engulfed by the massive crowd. Travis Scott stopped the show 3 separate times during this event, only finally realizing what was happening when he spotted a fan passed out in the front row. He called for paramedics to help out before ending his show and running off the stage. Following this event, Travis was blasted by his fans, blaming him for overselling tickets to an outdoor event in the summer. He took to social media to apologize and express his devastation at the outcome of the event. But despite the apology and an inconclusive investigation, the concert was cancelled, and Travis's fans are cautiously steering clear of any future events. Number 3. DaBaby. The rapper formerly known as Baby Jesus, yep, that's true, DaBaby has always had a bad boy streak in the music industry. He's known for dropping some choice expletives on stage at all times, and even making fun of his fans directly to their faces. This unfortunately culminated in him deciding that it was an appropriate time to joke about a certain disease that is unnecessarily linked to the gay community. On stage, he told his fans that if you didn't show up today with or have any other gnarly STIs, then put your phones up. He said a lot of weird stuff before saying the words "put your phones in the air," like he was playing like a massive game of Guess Who or something. Alright, if you got brown hair, put your hands up! Of course, he was torn to shreds by the LGBTQ+ community, including icons like Elton John, Madonna, and one of his collaborators, Dua Lipa. Not only was he cancelled by fans, but he was actually set to release a clothing line with fashion brand Boohoo Man, but they backed out following the public outcry. And to top it all off, 2 of his biggest performances, set to take place at Lollapalooza in a concert in Atlanta, were cancelled amid the flurry of complaint calls and emails that the venue had been receiving. DaBaby actually called himself cancelled on Twitter, joking about the whole situation while one single tear just flowed down his face. Number 2. Iggy Azalea. In 2015, the Australian pop sensation Iggy Azalea had to cancel her headlining appearance at that year's Pittsburgh Pride event in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was seemingly in response to several of the LGBTQ+ groups set to be vendors at the event canceling due to her involvement. Iggy has a history of offensive language that she's been able to avoid before, but this was the breaking point. She posted several homophobic and anti-LGBTQ+ tweets, including one which she stated that when guys whisper in each other's ears, I always think it's kinda homo. Hey man, the joke's on you, we're usually whispering about how trashy you are and like trucks and stuff, I don't know, man. She made several other tweets that aren't worth sharing or discussing, but needless to say, she made a lot of people very mad. She was asked to step down from the show and later released a public apology, at one point stating that she is a firm believer in equality. Unfortunately, in her past as a younger person, she used words which she should not have. I don't know, she still uses those words now, so take this one with a little bit of salt on it, a little grain of salt, you know? And at number 1, Kanye West. Hey look, it's canceled McGee. You know, whenever I talk about this guy now, I feel like I'm telling the same sad bedtime story over and over again, so I'm gonna present this one just like that. Kanye was a rapper who lived in LA. He decided to ruin his rep though one day. He typed and he clicked. To his little heart's content, he said racist stuff he needed to vent. He posted to Twitter to share all his woes. The world said no thank you, it's time that he goes. He was canceled and soiled his semi-good name. He chose anger and frustration over fortune and fame. His clothes all got burned and his wife left his home. No more sponsors, no more Kim. Kanye was alone. What was worse still? Well, keeping Ye in the dumps. His only friend got arrested. Aw, poor Donald Trump. And those are the people who were influenced by their fans to get the heck out of our lives. Who did you turn on when the truth was revealed? Let us know in the comments below. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thanks a billion, gajillion, billion, I don't know, thank you so much. Thanks, hit that like button if you enjoyed our content, and keep coming back if you want to see more. As always, thanks for stopping beyond the screen today, and we'll see you next time.